grow your career. You've got to decide that. These guys have heard this story 300 times, but they can hear it one more time. 35 years ago, I was born and raised in Triad, except for 4 years in Chapel Hill, 8 years in Washington. I've been here all my life. 35 years ago, I got a great job. And back then, you know, there was a morning paper and an afternoon paper. Some of you too young remember that. But a local paper did a story on it. 2 days after that, I got a copy of the article in the mail with a note and a business card clipped to it. Congratulations on your new job, Dick White. And no idea who Dick White was. 2 days after that, the phone rings. And it's Dick White from Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance on the phone. I'm polite, hang up, fine. 2 weeks after that, the phone rings again. It's Dick White with Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance. A month after that, the phone rings. It's Dick White from Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance. Can anybody guess who I own my life insurance with? Dick didn't know me from Adam's house cat. But before the paper landed on his porch that morning, he already knew what he was going to do with the information. He was going to go through and clip little articles on people, write them a note, put his business card to it, and mail them to them. You may do something totally different. I mean, I will tell you, Gary gets on the phone yesterday afternoon saying, tomorrow in the paper, we're going to. Before the paper ever comes to the office, he's already decided what he's going to do with the paper. He knows that. You've got to decide. You may key it into your Salesforce database, your Act, your Goldmine, whatever. You may clip out little articles. You may put it on a calendar to look up something in 6 months or whatever, and I'm going to give you examples. But you've got to decide that. We can't decide that. Now, one of the greatest pushbacks we get in doing subscriptions is, I don't have time to read it all. If you read our paper cover to cover, it's going to take you hours. Now, this is the part that Mark and I can't ride together to this meeting. Because all his folks spend an entire week putting all this information together, and I get up here Friday morning, and I teach you how not to read it all. You've decided already what's important, what you're looking for. I'm going to show you an example of one of these I did for a private company, and I'll tell you two things in advance. One of the things that I asked before I got there was, I asked a couple things. One, how their sales territory was divided. Y'all, a lot of you are in sales, so you know, some people divide by geography. You know, you do Forsyth County, you do Guilford County, you do Alamance, you do Randolph. Some people will decide by industry segments. You sell to doctors, lawyers, you sell to accountants and teachers, you sell to architects, engineers, and some people, it's what we call eat what you kill. You get it, it's yours. Well, this particular company decided geographically, and I knew that. The second thing, we'd had our folks look up, and nobody in the company subscribed to the paper, and I couldn't tell why I was coming to this seminar if nobody read it. Well, I learned when I asked that, they're all salespeople. They said, Doug, you're dumb, so-and-so. If I got the paper here at the office, and I'm out on a sales call, this guy's going to steal my paper, read it, and steal my leads. 3 of the 6 people in the room got the paper at home. So I learned something. You know, you learn something every day. They got it at home, so he wouldn't steal their paper when he came in. You learned something. So 3 of the 6 got the paper, and they got it at home. But this was the headline. Remember, I told you they were all men, and I told you their sales territory were divided geographically. I'm giving this seminar, nobody's listening to me. They're all reading this article. TransTech Pharma discovers sex drug was the headline. They're all men, you know. Well, TransTech Pharma is located on right off Highway 68 between Embassy Suites off 40 and High Point in the Mendenhall office park. Of those 6, there was only one person that could call on that company because they were divided, their terms were divided geographically. I wish I had printed 10,000 copies of this paper because the fact that everybody was reading this article was an example of what we're going to teach you. They're reading it because of the headline, and they're men. Only one person should have been reading it. The rest of them can take it home and read it. They do whatever they want to after 6 o'clock. But during the day, only one person should be reading this. And that's what we're going to go over today. The first part of your process is not to read the paper. We turned out these little Post-it notes. I'm going to show you what to do with them in just a second. And we all were in the 8th grade. And we all had 3-ring notebooks. And we all had a tab that said math, history, English, science, social studies, right? That's what I want your paper to look like when it's done. We're going to suggest that you scan the paper. And you're looking at headlines, cut lines below, photographs. You're reading first paragraph, scanning first paragraphs, and you're marking it, highlighting, circling it in red, and putting a tab on it if you should read it. So let me give you some examples. We're going to use this paper, and we're going to give you another one to take with you. But for example, we're going to not worry about geography today. I understand that we're here in West South Forsyth County. I understand some of your geography doesn't go to Burlington, Greensboro, or Randolph County. We're just going to forget geography. And I'm going to try to interweave some of you into this conversation. And if I get your job wrong, what you do wrong, just give me a file, okay? So our headline is Apartments Planned for North State Chevy Property.